That's the clap. Now we're in the episode. I know it's live on tape. Kind of like the Larry Sanders Show.
Right.
Why does that sound like crowds?
That sultry voice you're hearing is Damien Alpizar, president of 208 Monkeys, producer, director, lover.
El Presidente.
Pisces.
That really gringo Mexican voice you're hearing
Hola.
is co-host.
I can do Damien.
Do it again?
El Presidente.
Wow.
Pretty much
Wait, hold on. Let me
perfect.
close my eyes. All right, now you guys, let's do taste test. Do it again?
Taste test?
Yeah, like someone said I could.
You're gonna know. Let's move on.
Someone said I couldn't choose between Tito's and Kirkland vodka on Saturday, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Costco brand Kirkland vodka. Yeah, Tito's is much better. I got this.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you?
Yes,
Oh,
I nailed it.
okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Good
that's
job.
fine.
I have a beer at 11.
You alcoholic, you?
45. I think I can do this.
I don't think I could have done that on vodka. Vodka to me is
It
kind
all
of-
tastes the same.
To me, it all tastes the same. I
One's-
could do that on beer, but not on vodka.
One's more like rubbing alcohol,
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Mm.
Mr. Boston.
and that
Pure rubbing out.
that voice you're hearing. You got to get right up in the
Little bit closer.
robot dick of the right in the dick hole. If
Kiss
this is a
the mic.
robot dick,
I'm present here
is
at the top.
Henry Hollingsworth. Is the most regal name we've had on this podcast by far.
That is
pretty
you
close.
have a regal last name. That is pretty cool.
I've got my full name has two middle names in it. So my full name is Henry John Harold Hollingsworth.
Oh my God.
Oh
If
my
only I was the third, but I'm not.
You hear that?
Hollingsworth,
Identity
yeah.
thieves. He just set you
I
up.
let it out. Don't worry, I'm not. Nothing legal is set up that way, so you'll never get me.
He's a partner at All Day and website development design. We're going to talk about resetting points. Speaking of resetting, Eric,
What?
you got to give the people what they want. We need a hemorrhoid update.
Hemorrhoid's gone.
Yay.
It's not ever really gone. Like, it's
Like
always,
herpes?
like, kind of in my soul.
Oh.
Because, like, you know, every time you go to sit down, you remember. Don't sit too long. And then, you know,
You know,
it's better.
the good thing about being here in Tampa is that we've got outdoor boards, billboards dedicated to signs like "Got Hemorrhoids," which I saw on Dale Mabry the other day.
Yeah.
So look around. There's a solution out there for
I
you.
would die of a hemorrhoid before I went into an actual doctor to show him my butthole.
And that's dad logic right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just
Because
like me
I
mo-
was meant to die from a hemorrhoid.
Shut it
Give him the
down.
Jim Carrey. Just bend over and say, what was it?
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, they probably get that every day.
Yeah.
Oh, funny
Think
doc.
So while they're there in that position, they have enough courage to say, "Excuse me, doctor, I'd like to ask you a few questions."
Just getting to the doctor to show him your hemorrhoid takes all the courage in the world. I can't imagine that conversation.
Making a joke of it. Most people make fun
I
of
just
us.
prefer to talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
In front of
directly.
everyone.
Yeah.
So we, for the listeners out there, just audio wise, it just turned down. I think we're hitting that red part where it tells you you're what is that like?
Peeking.
It's peaking too much. So
That might be me.
no, it was all of us. It's just our setup because we are not audio engineers and all those knobs scare us on
So
the
many
mixer.
knobs.
Too many knobs scare everybody. But let's get a hottie toddy going.
Or not.
Eric's favorite to get this show officially started. Hottie toddy.
At some point in there, I was faking it. Honestly, I read that. Yeah.
God Almighty.
I had
This
days worth of air at that.
is the Sweat
level.
Equity Podcast, coming to you from a sweaty Ybor City in Tampa. I'm Law Smith. I introduce myself last. Leaders eat last. Remember that, guys. It's a Navy
Unless you're-
SEAL thing, I think.
Unless you're a dog, in which case the alpha eats first.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature dictates otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much every other animal in the animal kingdom, the leader eats first.
Well, all I go is Jocko Willink and what he says.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to yes and you on that, but I was like, I'm not going to defy Jocko Willink. I feel like he'd call us up and punch us or something.
Okay, I'll go with that.
If you need motivation, this is supposed to be like pragmatic advice podcast. But if you need like real serious motivation, dad discipline kind of stuff, Jocko Willnick's podcast. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he does these like crazy monologues that are like deep in the trenches. And then like he gets into this story about what he's been doing, but then he'll get into the real serious like that. I don't like motivational speakers, but like that kind of stuff is legit. I feel like Eric's listened to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a good theme for kind of what I was like, what are we going to talk about? I said to each of y'all kind of individually, kind of hitting a reset point when you need to kind of know like you're in a rut and maybe self-awareness is really hard. But before we get to that, we got sponsors, guys.
What?
Yeah, we
By
got
who?
sponsors. We've got Grasshopper. Did you know it's the entrepreneurial? I always fuck that up. It's the entrepreneur's phone line. So you have a business, Henry?
I do.
Damien?
I do.
Eric?
Kinda.
Yeah.
We do.
We all have our own businesses.
Mind your business.
We're partners at other businesses. We're part of startups. We're part of other things. You want to be legit, don't have a Google Voice line. That's my thing. Nothing against Google Voice. They don't want you to have a business line. I've done that before. I've run ad campaigns. We put it to the Google Voice number. Google Voice shut down our campaigns and the number because they don't want you to use it for commercial reasons. They only want to use it to find your voice so they can advertise to you.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Did
Yeah,
not know
everything they do is to steal your information and your soul.
Alexa, baby, you on? No, I turned her off. Good.
That don't matter.
that. She's stealing. She's listening anyway. She just
Pull the
pretends to
battery
be
out.
off.
If anybody put us on speaker in their house, which I doubt, but you know, some people have it on Spotify, maybe cleaning the house. Alexa, subscribe, rate, review. Do that for us. That helps us. But
Whoa, way
We
to-
should be saying that every
way
time,
to reach
actually.
out and just like use their technology against them.
yeah, well, it's their fault for putting a podcast on speaker. Who does that? This is an intimate thing. I want to be in your ears. I want to be right next to your brain.
But in your car counts, right?
In your car, but
That's
do you
intimate.
have an Alexa in your car?
You're surrounded.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
Alexa,
Mounted.
park
Unless
my
you're,
shit.
you're in a camper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There,
Camper Alexa.
Smart.
we've gotten
Smart camp.
legal loophole on it already. But Grasshopper is the look. Get a second line. It's scalable. You can add lines to it. The more you add, the economies of scale are at play, where it becomes cheaper per line. And just don't be a jabroni. That's my big thing. I hate when I call someone.
That's my big.
I hate when I call a local business or a business and it's just like, hello? And it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Did I call the right thing? And they're like, yeah.
YOLO, bro.
This is Jimmy. And
I'm
he's
here
like,
to work.
what do you, Jimmy, am I calling the business? Is this the right place?
Uh,
And so,
This is my Google Voice number. What's up?
and don't even use the ones from your carrier that you can get a second line, because that's tough too when you need to spread that across other people. So you can use Grasshopper through the app, and you can have other people access the phone line. If you have employees, you just want one phone, or you want coverage for a customer service line. Yeah, I got a lot of advice for you.
yeah. Play it like you're gonna get bigger.
right.
That's what Grasshopper's for.
Yeah.
Scalability.
You should.
Set the foundation
Team
up
of
right,
one,
man.
but plan for 10.
Yes.
Right. So if you go to the URL of, I gotta find this URL for us.
Trygrasshopper.com/sweat.
Yeah, that is.
Is it that hard?
And that's why you're here, buddy.
I get it confused with our other one. If they want to use it, it's gofreshbooks.com/sweat, like
Yeah.
Keith Sweat, right?
Yes. Butt
Mhm.
sweat.
Butt sweat, Keith Sweat, Dad Sweat, all up in this. All right, that's all. Look. This show's free, and you could support it or not. You could tell other people, but we're giving out fucking dimes here. We're giving out advice on here.
This is
We've gotten
good stuff.
paid for. How about that?
Yeah.
That's the idea of the podcast. We're dispensing so much info to a lot of people. It's like, how do we get to more people in a better medium? And that's how
wanna
this
start-
podcast
I want
started.
to start charging a couple of pennies per word.
We've talked about doing a premium
There's the
kind of
scalable
style.
model.
We're thinking about more in depth, maybe tutorials, classes, or something that we can have. This always free. I always want a free kind of podcast, but we're gonna step up our game. Eric and I've already put it out there, and and with your help, Damien, with getting this studio going, I think we're trying to figure out how to step up our game, and that's more options, and that's more advice, more more help, essentially. If you want to do your thing.
us.
We want to be Squarespace's official host.
Yeah.
So they're doing a contest. You want to, Eric? Can you? Because I didn't get to read as much.
Yeah, they're doing a podcast. Do you want to be the next great podcast thing through Gimlet Media? Now through today's May 2nd, 2018 through May 21st, you can put in your entry, and you got to have like a audio clip that, it's basically if you have a podcast, like I was able to just send one of our clips in already.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to start your own, you would send in, I don't know, a 2-minute clip of you talking into something. That ain't gonna win people, but
Here's what I want to do. We're gonna pull a clip out of this episode. It's gonna be set. I want the listeners to hear us kind of do the fake, not the fake, but the prepared thing we're gonna do to pull a clip out. We have our intern sitting off camera, off mic. She's gonna timestamp us doing this. People can hear us trying to really make almost a commercial live right now.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad would you be if I've already sent the clip in and submitted everything?
Yeah, but we're going to use the power of my nerd advertising prowess. We're going to take this clip out. I'm going to tag Gimlet and Squarespace.
Oh, I got you.
So we're hitting them. We're not just hitting them with one submission. We're going to hit them with the knowledge that, hey, we're already doing this. Why don't you buy a proven product?
I understand.
That's what agencies want to do anyway.
Yeah.
When they're getting comedians. All my friends are like, yeah, I had a meeting at this big agency, but I don't have enough Twitter followers. And you're like, oh, you have to make yourself before you get made.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the world we live in. It's with the musicians. It's the same way. They're, they go into the agency and they're like, well, how many YouTube followers you have on your YouTube? How many followers you have on your Instagram? How many followers you have on your Facebook? Oh, you're not there yet, buddy. Come back when you have 100,000.
So here's my cell. Here's my cell for this contest. We've been doing this podcast for about 2 years. We've had over 100 episodes. It's brought in business for us without us really pushing to do that. It's more of a passion project. What I liked about the Fast Company article that posted this is they said 55% of podcasts that are in the top 100, I think on Apple, are in New York and LA. And they want to get away from that elitism. What better place than a podcast in Tampa, which is basically what I say is Tampa's identity is it has no identity.
Yes.
Everybody's from everywhere else, and we're in Florida where we're taking care of everybody's New York parents that are retired.
Yeah.
Or fuck up
or
uncle
people on
from
the lam.
Yeah, people that had an opiate addiction moving down here to Naples. Like that's what's going to happen in Florida. So what better place? What better? We're the kitchen trash can of the United States. We even look like it. If you just scraped off all people into the map of Florida, you can just put them right into this little kitchen garbage bag, and that's what a lot of Florida is.
Man, what a great sell, huh?
Yeah,
Graphic.
We are America, though. We're the most American
we
state.
are
If you really want me to argue it, I mean, we have everybody from everywhere else. People love and hate this state at the same time, in a way.
Yeah.
We just
Well, the demographics are like a microcosm of the entire country, right?
Tampa's
In
is,
term-
yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of, I guess it's racial demographics
Yeah.
or population.
So it's like
I don't know what I'm talking about.
What he's saying is
that's correct. That's accurate.
if there's 13% black in the country, it's 13% black here.
Right.
It's an index of the country.
Okay.
Yeah, and I first heard it when Greg Fitzsimmons used to talk about going to the Improv, and he said it was like is the
Litmus test?
What's the ice cream with the strawberry? Vanilla?
Neapolitan.
Yeah, he said it's just like that. There's like a third white, third black people, third like Latin.
Pink Irish men.
Pink
Yeah,
dicks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the pink and the red is. I'm like,
He
Drunk
said like
Irishman.
Hispanic, just as an overall term, I guess. But my thing is, Gimlet wants to be the HBO of audio. I love that. That would be someone I'd want to partner with, as our little podcast could grow, and then we'd be the Larry Sanders Show for them.
Yeah. I mean, I
We're ahead
can't
of our
think
is
of.
there anything that the audience members can actually do to help, boost that option? Like spam Gimlet or something?
When we post
Yes,
this
on-
episode,
Yes.
Yeah, tweet at Squarespace and Gimlet. I'm sure that'll help. And if we start getting some traction, we'll really go hard in the paint on this.
Nothing's better than annoying the hell out of a corporation.
They want to see engagement. I mean, if you look at it from a marketing director's position, what they want to get, why would you post a contest? Let's go backwards, right? We can see the why. And they want to do a contest to create fervor.
Mm-hmm.
And we all kind of know that as good as I like Fast Company, you know, these articles are kind of handed over a little bit sometimes. They're already written. That's how we do it for our clients. We try to write as much of the article before giving it to PR. So we're dictating that message in a way. But we've done 4 or 5 episodes about our man crush. I mean, it might even be a she crush on Squarespace.
Yeah.
It's probably a woman.
I couldn't believe that popped up, and I was like, it's a Squarespace. 'Cause, I mean, we've talked about how it's crazy that Squarespace doesn't sponsor the show already. You know, as much as we talk about it, use it, I mean, we love it.
Hey,
But
Squarespace, can we get a promo code and just show you? We can at least use it through the 100 sites we've created in this office.
yeah.
100.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
know.
low. It's probably low. If
Yeah.
we really counted up how many we're involved in, because we do a lot of community work.
Should we cue when we edit this later on? Should we cue some sort of PSA music underneath this? Would you like to have your site sponsored by Squarespace? Your
And get
podcast?
Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, no. We need something underneath that.
Well, I mean, the tides are turning. WordPress was the standard. It still kind of is, but I see. After talking with Henry, our SEO friend, Corinne, and I'm always talking to freelancers. They're slowly moving over to this new CMS.
Henry, are you being
content.
converted?
I'm starting to, man. I'll tell you. I mean, we've been doing website development on a bunch of different platforms for several years. I mean, but we're kind of coming out of that WordPress world where, you know, we're designers and developers who get to leverage the CMS of WordPress because it's easy to customize. But now Squarespace has created an entire platform that has a whole developers mode, that has all of these additional tools where, hey, we want to go custom. We want to have the ability to scale this website both from a design and what it can do. Squarespace can facilitate that while also simplifying what is the bulk of the time in getting started, connecting everything, having the content management kind of set up ahead of time as you build so that the client can kind of be in tune with the content. So, I mean, Juan has kind of had some cool conversations about Squarespace, and I'm getting to that conversion point where, you know, we've done maybe 4 or 5 good Squarespace sites that were pretty simple, but kind of interested in taking that next step with a little bit more of a custom yet comfortable Squarespace setup.
So
Paul's a very good dark side converter. He's very Darth Vader about it.
I'm a dark guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Mostly from the waist down.
All
But
day, son.
so my thing is, where Henry kind of came at a good time because Eric and I are kind of getting to that burnout point of what are we doing? We're getting in that purgatory area, right? Processes, marketing. We're keeping things alive, but not. It especially with my schedule being so tight with the babies, it's been tough to kind of. We're moving forward, but we're not doing it in the effort we want to, and it becomes one of those things that, you know, a couple of deals fell through, you get your dick knocked in the dirt, and you kind of have to lick your wounds from that a little bit and then get repumped. And so it's actually been good as Henry's been in here as like a positive catalyst since last Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, so it's been about a week, but quickly we became fast friends, just discussing hey, they do intermediate to advanced kind of stuff. They can code a site from the bottom up. For us to do that, it's not really our thing. We would hire someone like Henry and his partner at All Day, where I think they're at a similar point, and they want to grow. They want to get the bigger level clients like we do, but they may over-engineer some processes or overthink a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say a switch over to Squarespace might be exactly what you guys need, where it's like eating up all your time building from ground zero. And, I mean, Squarespace has it all laid out for you. Has there been anything that we haven't been able to do through Squarespace in terms of coding that, I mean, we had to figure it out, but
Sure.
You know, you can do it all.
Through it seems like the different branches that are Squarespace, both like their forum that gives you the education and some of the extra tools you need from people who have done it before, but also like, I mean, I was going through their developers log the other day, and you can pull that website down to local and actually get into Squarespace like theming code, and it's not that bad. Like, like there's actually some really kind of nice touches that, to your point, like from all levels, it simplifies it. And WordPress was our solution for a long time for this, where, really the CMS solution is what this is, right? I mean, we can code up a site much cheaper for, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, just have that front end code on a server, done deal. But for those who want to edit and scale their site and build it up, WordPress was that solution. And what you're saying, totally true, is that it removes some more steps that WordPress both convolutes and is also like, we're getting into a stage where they've outgrown, some of the custom websites that have been built in the past, and so we're getting sticky.
Yeah, and we push we like to pass it on to you afterwards. Like, we don't want to be in charge of your website after that, where it's like before it was
full
all
control,
like,
man.
People hold their website ransom. It's like, oh, well, you didn't pay that $10,000 bill I sent you randomly.
Right?
It's like, oh, okay, well.
Lawyers especially fall for that. It's surprising. I don't know why, but they've graded a lot of stuff about their business except for that part.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I think when you're doing law school, you kind of just never, you go, I don't need to focus on any tech stuff for a while.
Right.
I got to focus on just studying
these
this.
old dusty books.
I feel like doctors don't do that as much. Doctors have to be involved in tech a little bit more because it's a lot of the stuff they're using. But I feel like lawyers get ripped off because they're kind of compartmentalized to go, just ignore that for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to go old school. You're going to have to write out stuff. You're going to have to read a lot, kind of thing. For those listening that are like, what the hell are these nerds talking about? Content management system is just like, here's a couple. You have WordPress. Most people have heard of that. It's the drag and drop site maker, or not even that. It's the do-it-yourself website creators. You're leasing a site essentially, right? You're not. It's not. You own the domain. That's different. So we'll go to the house scenario. That's going to be the best way to do this.
I like that.
So I stole this from the Squarespace Guru podcast. He would be the best Squarespace Gimlet one, but he's not around anymore. We are. Huh? We're still alive.
He died?
I think he took. I looked him up. I got real curious.
Morbid death.
Straight to it.
His old podcast is still up. It's good if you're in our world. If you're actually building sites from in that intermediate area to advanced, whatever you want to call it.
He doesn't have all the cool dick jokes we got, though.
He definitely doesn't have. I mean, he's got negative dick jokes. It's just like. It's like in his belly button, basically. It's like went backwards.
It's an innie.
So he, I looked him up so much on LinkedIn to find. I think he got a corporate gig and probably couldn't do this anymore. Do his podcast. I'm gonna guess. That was a couple of years ago, but he came up with the best metaphor for websites, and that's good. It's a good way to teach this. So I'm gonna try to pass it along. Is the foundation of a house, right? You have the concrete slab, call it. Just you're building a house. The CMS, the content management system or software, WordPress, Wix, Weebly. There's a bunch that start with W. Squarespace obviously is who we're riding on right now. What was the other one you showed me that? It's not a competitor with really Squarespace.
Right.
It's way more advanced.
Right. So content management
enterprise.
Yeah. So it's called Contentful, and there's other ones as well. There's several content management systems, but that is kind of the foundation of your website if you do want to be able to edit and update your images and text on a website. So it gives you full control. It takes the entire responsibility off of the developer, and what you've set up is what you can edit. So that's scalable. From a lower range marketing website, and is what Squarespace can offer, kind of in that kind of middle business, need to market my site really well to create digital marketing strategies. The higher end websites kind of have these higher end content management systems, but they're all meant to be able to control your content.
Yeah. So the thing, and this is going to go into the theme of resetting, because the way I was kind of trying to teach or explain this to Henry this week, it was like I need to go back to the drawing board and really have some formal documents with this and really articulate this better. I haven't done this speech in a while with people, and we need to start having evergreen content on our site. It's something we've talked about forever, and now it's time to hit that reset button where it's like, okay, take the Nintendo cartridge out. You're going to blow on it. Maybe I do the finger sometimes on there to kind of, I don't know if that does anything, but
Well, you know,
it's a little magic.
Just rub the funk on, man.
it's around here somewhere.
I'm going to take that Nintendo cartridge and we're going to put it back in and we'll be better off.
Yep.
It's a little bit more work, like taking out the cartridge. You got to get up from your
Get up.
beanbag.
With the Cheetos.
Right.
all over
You
the
got to fold up the Cheetos so the dog doesn't eat it when you get over there, and then take it out, blow on it. And
Save the day.
I'd
at
put
that
my
point.
pinky finger in there just to get any dust maybe. I probably made it worse.
That's bold though, because that's like a little Razer microchip in there too, man. You're cheating death.
He's
It's like
badass.
It's like the garbage disposal.
Skin oil does a lot for electronics. It actually helps out. It's a good
I mean,
conductor.
If any of the video watchers are looking at this podcast, they know how bad of an ass I am. They know. They can see it. They can see my disheveled face getting worse every week.
When you say bad of an ass, it changes the meaning completely.
Yeah.
I went
Instead of
formal.
badass.
I went the Queen's English.
It's cool.
Oh.
Bad of.
So my thing with this is, all right, we'll do it quickly because I kind of want to get more to the philosophical part of, like, you know, the discipline of, like, starting over in a way, and it can be daily, weekly, project-wise. I would say you have the foundation. That's your Wix, Weebly, Web.com. Even GoDaddy has their own thing. Squarespace. What was it? Contentful. These are all the foundations. They're doing all the work that you used to have to code in the 90s. So when you talk to these older developers and designers or companies that have a lot of old salts, a lot of more salt and pepper than I've got a little bit in the chin. I've got 3 gray pubes, you know, like, but like these guys that are like 50 years old, they used to code sites from the ground up, and like they still want to do that.
Dude, those programmers walk up to me and they're like, "What's your stack, bro?"
Right,
Are you,
right,
'cause they're-
right.
You know, they're full stack developers, and it takes technology to build that server.
And that's
stack.
unnecessary.
What's a
And now,
stack?
Yeah, explain a stack
So-
if you can.
I totally know, but I just said for the listeners.
So the best way to think about, I think the simplest way to think about it is, first of all, you've got front end website and back end of your website. The front end of the website is all the visual website, you know, content, images, organized and designed. The back end is the actual programming and effort created to actually load the website in the first place, right into your browser. And so all of the information between your content management system and any other properties you have all connect to that server stack in the back end. And so if you have kind of an advanced website that's maybe got some programming things going on, then your stack is basically a solution of like PHP and JavaScript and you know, other kind of programming languages, and JSON is a data language. All of these work together to be able to load your front end website. So that's kind of the
Logging in is not the
Simplest way.
back end, by the way.
correct.
That's everybody uses that term.
It's kind of like a portal, I guess, is a
I call it administrative side, the admin,
That's a thoughtful way to think about it.
because it's confusing because they're going to talk to an IT person sometimes, and they think we're IT.
True.
All these terms
We're
are
it,
so overlapping and kind of elastic. I wish I could
We're all
create a
computer
union.
guys.
Yeah, I wish I
Called
could.
a computer guy.
I wish I could have a union where we standardize all
I'm
the
Bob,
terms.
the computer guy.
Anyway, all right, so we'll do this real quick. So you have the framework, you have the 2x4s, and you have the load bearing walls, and you have, you know, the parts to a house that you're building like that. That's the HTML. That's that side of it, the structural side.
Correct.
Then you have the design side. You have the drywall, the exterior paint, interior paint, the crown molding, the backsplash. Those things that they're structural, but they're not 100% important necessarily to keep the house up. And then when you're building a house, you just you're going to do design around. You're going to put a little bit more development. Then you're going to put the cabinets in.
Yep.
And now the cabinets need to be painted a little bit,
Yep.
change the knobs out
Yep.
to match some stuff. Then you're going to
And
blow. You might have to fix something with the porch.
yeah.
Then you're going to paint the porch. And so you kind of it was like a zipper. I'm doing this with my hands like Dante Culpepper used to get his roll on. But
Whoa.
Dude.
yeah, that's
Oh,
Duke
deep.
those dukes.
Wow.
that was a deep
Oh.
pull. Yeah, I'll throw some Jeff George stuff out there soon. But
What was his dance?
drinking beer.
Yeah.
But he but that's how I visualize it, as a zipper coming together, where after a while they have to work with each other, and it goes in rounds. Like, you're gonna fix something structurally, then you're gonna fix something design wise, and then keep going up.
And just like HGTV, and just like that zipper, there's going to be kinks in the chain sometimes that you don't expect, and that doesn't always happen on the first run. But I mean, HGTV, 3/4 of the way through the budget, there's an additional $10,000 that we weren't expecting. Now, I mean, that doesn't translate specifically to web, but
this is why I don't want to say.
Does.
This is why I don't like using the metaphor all the time, because I don't want to say we're like a house contractor, because that has the worst kind of taste of everybody who's worked with one.
We're architect.
So the deal is, why? So you go, why are contractors shitty with everybody? A lot of it's planning, and a lot of it's not looking at the exit, right?
Most of it's planning.
Right. So that's what we've been working on, kind of when we've had spare time this week. Is, all right, let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to our fundamentals of, like, what are we trying to do when we're talking with a client? What are we trying to get across? Who are we going for? Who's best for us? Kind of thing. And then I want to see his process, and he's looking at ours and my crazy models and all this, funnel stuff. And
it's fun stuff.
My what is it? Not Tomahawk. My
Totem
pole. Yeah, that I was showing them, and then I was like, oh no, this has turned into like Beautiful Mind, a retarded Beautiful Mind, because I'm going backwards eventually and getting too broad too quickly. So it's been a good thing to go, all right, this is a good chance. He's bringing a little excitement into our office, and that gets us revitalized. And that's something Damien and I have been talking about too. Let's really work together as a co-op or a consortium of nerds and figure out how to work together. Like, everybody's got their own specialty to get that Forbes 500 client or Forbes 5,000 client, whatever you want to call it, Fortune 5,000, because we all need each other.
You're just making up numbers and names.
Well, one's a 100, one's 5,000. There's Inc. 5,000. There's all these lists that you just pay to be on, basically. Sorry, Forbes, Fortune, Inc. We're not going to be on there.
Nope.
No.
Not anymore.
Won't buy that issue.
We're going to be on Gimlet.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gimlet.
But Giblet. We'll be on Giblet Media. And so, I don't know if y'all have any kind of stories about, like, when you were like, all right, I need to slow down. I need to go back to the basics. It could be business. It could be non-business. I think the non-business, actually, you have to do that almost first in a lot of ways. Like, I'm like not sleeping well still. And I'm like, I got to figure this fucking out, because this is destroying me.
Well, go ahead, Ben.
No, I was just going to say a different way to ask the question is, what's the worst, like, kick in the nuts you've got in your business, and how did you come back from it, sort of thing?
I think, see, at this particular stage in our business here at 208, we've gone through and he's working some mic levels there. We've gone through the different stages where we were at home business, and then we realized this isn't working because it was interfering with our home lives. Here we are working at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and we're trying to work together. And wife would come home, and she's like, "Hey, I gotta cook and I gotta clean, and there's a bunch of strangers in my house still working until 1 o'clock in the morning." So that was the first time when we said, "Well, our business is interfering with our home life," and that was the first kick in the nuts to get out of the house, go get an office somewhere, and go separate your work and your business. Then we went through the iteration of too many partners. We had a bunch of partners, and you're like, okay, everyone's all for one for all, and then it became a situation where not everyone could commit to the same level because of work or family or relations. So you had to restructure yourself and say, well, wait a minute, hold on, is this really how we want this to grow? And then you go through the first employees phase of your company, where you're like, yeah, we're going to hire a bunch of people, but do we have the infrastructure ready? So I think for every business, there's always that moment where you come through and you go, we tried something new, this worked, this hurt me bad, financially, time-wise, family, personally, and then you kind of got to sit back and go, wait a minute, how long are we going to keep going down this path before we realize that it's too late and we can't turn this train around? So one of the biggest kick in the nuts, I would say, was, taking on a bad partner. It was just a situation where you're sitting there and you're like, things worked out fine. They were working out fine until they were no longer working out fine. And unfortunately, you don't really realize that until probably 3 to 6 months after it wasn't working out fine. It's like one of those relationships that you're like, oh, no, we're going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back. Everything's going to get back to normal.
Well, it's tough to be. There's always going to be someone that's going to be more of a lead in one direction, right? You just need to always be checking in, right? That's part of the job of really running the show. I've tried to get better about it with Eric, working in the office and like, hey, are we good? What's going on? How's the home life? You want to make sure that you know what's going on in their head. That's the empathy of being a manager kind of thing. I fucked that up too. I thought it was like, well, my former partner, the artwork that's in the background, it was the stuff he created. I did the same thing. I was like, yeah, it's just going to be a tough couple months. He's probably got something going on he don't want to talk to me about. But I wasn't really analyzing it the way I probably should. And it's hindsight's 50-50, right? I could beat myself up as well, and I'll always take the blame first, like a football head coach that lost the game, even though the kicker fucked it up. You shouldn't be in a position where you have to win by a kick. It's kind of that's how you have to look at it. I shouldn't have gotten that position with him because he was a friend before I started the company, and now it's weird.
You said hindsight is 50-50.
What did I say? Hindsight 50-50? That's good vision. Really good vision.
That's amazing.
Super
No, actually,
hero.
that would be
Clarity.
bad, wouldn't it?
No. Yeah, that would be bad.
Well, one of them's always the
Hindsight's
same.
Mr. Magoo vision. You know what I mean?
The first one's always 20.
Yeah, 20/20 is like great. 50/50 would be like Superman vision. Where you're
Well,
like, I could see
the first
clearly
number is like the standard.
Distance.
It's like the set. Like it's like most people see this from 20
at 20 feet. You could
and
see.
So the first number never changes.
Yeah. So at 20
so 50
feet.
feet.
Well, what it would be is at 20 feet you could see 100%. The other one is the 20, and then as that number goes down, it's supposed to be like, well, you'd have to be for someone who could be 20 feet and see it away. If you have to be 5 feet away to see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you have to be 15 feet away to see it. So that person at 20 feet could see it better than you can.
I've got one eye that's 15-20 or whatever, 20-15.
So
That's good.
Oh, and that's the other
really
thing
good.
too. And that's the other thing too.
That's
There's
like
also
fighter
the,
pilot.
Left
Yeah.
eye, right eye. I think it's left eye, right eye as well.
I play
Probably.
volleyball in jeans. Yeah. Let's do it.
Can we get an eye doctor in here to talk?
Does that mean I'm Goose? I'm gonna die. Horrible plane crash.
There's that negativity score, that 93 pessimism.
Riding in the back for months now.
So
You made yourself Goose. You didn't have to.
well, I mean,
What
who
was
am
your
I?
pick on that?
Iceman?
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
could have been Val,
Fuck that.
the best actor of all time.
He was the bad guy. I guess I am kind
He's
of the
not
bad
really
guy.
the bad guy though. He's just
Yeah, I guess those
juxtaposed.
faceless other fighter pilots were the bad guys.
Right. Anyway, we can break down Top Gun in another podcast.
Top Gun 2 coming out in theaters next year.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
So how do you feel, speaking of reset, how about reboots? I mean, creatively, it's like, I feel like that kind of hurts a lot of creative agencies trying to work up because all these older agencies are just recycling old shit. So it's like,
Yep.
you can't get some new stuff in there. Y'all have tried to get more in the film area too with our friends next door to us, Digital Caviar. And so it's like, I feel like if we keep doing this thing of recycling a lot of things that already worked, it's going to be it stifles innovation in the creative field. How about that? It's like a patent troll. They stifle innovation for new inventions, essentially.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think that kind of like when you're talking about a website, there's the foundation and the hardware and the back end stuff, and then there's the front end, which is what everyone else sees.
Right.
And I think you can restart or reboot from either direction. So you're either restarting in your back end where you're sitting and going, whether it's partners or whether it's infrastructure, and then you're like, okay, let's really look at this. Oh my God, it sounds so much clearer now. Thank you.
Sorry.
This is my real voice.
Welcome to Smooth Jazz 95.7 on your FM dial. This is Damien the D's Nuts.
I'm back. So, you can go in there and hit that reset button on the back end, and where you're like, okay, guys, we need to work on our infrastructure. We need to work on our what we're going to do with our clients when we do get them through that marketing funnel.
or we can work on the front end. What's the image that we want to portray? What do we want to put out there? What's our, how are we going to attract and do, and what's the public view of what we want people to see for our companies? And it's interesting because I don't think it's so difficult to try to do both at the same time. You almost have to do one or the other. It's that zipper thing.
It is, but if you put it in that context, you just made it a lot harder too, right? Everything's you look back at a lot of stuff you did and you go like, oh, that was easy. I talk about it plateaus, and I tell my buddy Caleb, who was the former co-host on here, he's doing the Tampa Bay podcast. If anybody wants to check that out, I know. I shouldn't give him a little cred, but I'm going to do it. He'll record it out of here too, so he's part of the fam. But I tell him, because he's about 4 years younger than me, I tell him, like, you're going to think you're hustling really hard right now, right? You're going to think you're maxed out, but you're still going out at night. Like, every 6 months, you reach this new level of like, holy shit, what I was doing before when I thought I was really tired and maxed out, that was dog shit. I was telling you this morning, Henry, hey, you're like, I was showing you our powder keg branding that I was working on some ideas, and you were like, oh, you could just, you said, hey, change the shadow on that a little darker, it'll probably look better. And I was, all right, I was able to do it on my phone, and I've had to figure out how to do stuff on my phone that I used to do sitting with two hands sitting down, because I got a 9 to 4 schedule. I got to cram a 16-hour day into now. So that means when I'm watching the kiddos, I got to like watch them. What can I do to look like I'm parenting, but I'm not, and actually do some work. And the creative time I found out at night is best when I'm doing those midnight feedings. They're falling asleep, but not asleep yet. I can do some of those creative kind of get those juices going, and I can do it with one hand.
Hey, Wen, can you index when he just said that? Because that way when Trip later on is like, why didn't I really have a bond with my dad? He could be like,
shit,
pretending to do daddy stuff.
That
but wasn't. Just index that moment so we can bring it back.
Remember when I said I was parenting? I wasn't.
If anything, I want to be like, you know how much I'm around our kids way more than any other dad.
Yeah,
than
dude.
Like,
well, that's the lifestyle you get to lead. I mean, just because of the business you're in and how you get to work, I mean, that's part of how you get to structure your life.
No,
to make that.
We're both,
Eric
and I are both.
Yeah,
in
we
that
talk
boat.
about we think about Mad Men whenever we feel like we're being bad parents. Like, oh, well, back in that, like, those dads, like, they weren't there all week, come back Friday night, and it's like they're not even looking at those kids unless
Pat
they're
the
bringing
kid
them
on
a
the head.
beer,
Yeah, right.
It's like,
my favorite episode.
We're way ahead of things.
Is the guy doesn't go to the delivery because he went to a ball game and got drunk.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's understandable.
What's the big deal? Well, you had tickets.
I was like, that probably happened a lot.
all the time.
It's like, sorry.
And we're dealing with all the consequences of that shitty parenting, but we're better off than they were.
We're getting the run off of that. So it was like they tried too hard and then not enough and then back to way too much kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's cyclical like that. But it speaking of that, I mean, it's a reset point where I'm looking at it kind of once a week on a Sunday. I'm trying to take a little time and go, okay, this isn't working. Like there's something in your life, if you're listening, and you think you're firing on all cylinders, you're probably not. No one is. And it's that thing of like, I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm saying that to create time to create time in your schedule once a week to kind of self-reflect and go, okay, I'm not doing it here that well. Or this might be reflecting, this might affect other people the way I'm killing it might affect other people. Or I'm not spending enough time with being a good son or being a good brother or sister or whatever it is.
There's always something you can improve on. Like,
right, which sounds daunting. I don't want to overwhelm anybody, right? I want to say, like, it's always continuous improvement. It's always working on trying to find a good balance. And it's rare when you get that, especially as a dude, because if you're married, you're never going to get that. Like,
you don't get the credit.
Right.
I mean, you and I give each other credit.
We're gonna do dad credit.
That's why dudes give each other dad credit. They high five.
No, we do our dad vent session in here, and it's good because it's cathartic in a way. And when you're in a fight, you don't know if anybody else is experiencing the same thing. That's why I like podcasts, because I go, oh shit, oh, there's other people doing this. but I'm kind of listening on the low. You know, I'm listening. In a
Yeah,
sneaky way.
everybody's got that stuff going on, and it's like if you think, you know, everybody's noticing something, everything that you have in your head is magnified 1,000 times more, and than it's being perceived by other people. You know, you really have to be putting out a negative vibe for somebody to pick it up and then say, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, that sort of thing.
And I'd minimize it a lot. I'd be like, "Look, it's not that big of a deal." And a lot,
Yeah.
and then you go, "Oh, okay. Actually, it's a big deal to her," and I don't know why, but and I'm never gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
but maybe we need a third party to help us out with that. You know, there's things that like, okay, now make an appointment. You know,
Yeah. Well, the wife
Hey, my teeth-
relationship is a whole nother
or
ballgame.
even you know just
Ball game.
just hygiene. Teeth are getting yellow. I gotta go see Eric's wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick question. So just to bring it back for a moment there, when you were talking about the weekly reflection, so that's basically, and I thought of a video game analogy. So you're saying to kind of like schedule some business or personal checkpoints or save points versus waiting for the full crash and reset.
Yep. Proactive.
So
Because you're
Save
never
points,
you're
I like
never the
that.
shit.
yeah,
Right.
we were just talking about save points earlier when I couldn't remember your conversation
Yeah,
until
that's
you
right.
got to the beer.
Oh yeah.
Respawn.
Set your
Gotcha.
halfway point.
Yeah.
Continue on.
So, you know, maybe having some sort of so how would you do that? Would you schedule that? Would you just kind of be like, "Hey guys, you know what? Every Sunday seems a little daunting to me." Like, but you do every Sunday, but
Well, so church used to be that because I just zone out. My ADD is too bad
Mhm.
to just sit there and watch and not like look over at something and just or I'd write jokes in my head or something like that. But that even if I go there, I don't listen to anything. And I've told my pastors this. They're like, if you're like, "Hey man, this is out in public," they know. They're cool. We're doing their branding and website. They're fine. We're doing that on the house. So my thing is like, but at least I sat there for an hour and I was thinking about other stuff, which
Quietly,
right.
without doing anything else.
I had to
That-
get
which
up.
is
tough.
forced meditation.
which is tough. A lot of people,
Is what that is. Yeah.
especially guys with kids and marriages.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when do you find an hour to just sit there and just be like, reflect?
Yeah. Well, it's like that.
For us, it's a force field, right?
Yeah.
Because if we just did it at home, they'd be like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Be like, I don't respect that.
Right. But now you
I
can do
choose to
it.
not let you do that, Dad.
You have time for what?
Yeah.
And you can do it. You go to church. Now there's like a weird social stigma if they're assholes. Then you can be like, "Hey, shut the fuck up." Like,
sounds like
or
a
they're in
new ad.
daycare. Huh?
Sounds like a new ad. Church, it's more than just praying.
Church, your
Quiet
kids will
time.
be quiet at least.
we still have to do our free dadcreditreport.com sketch. Because
Yeah.
whenever you think your credit score's going up, like, "Oh, look at what I did. I fixed the cabinets. They're a little wobbly." Put it, she'll notice that. She was complaining about that for a while.
Well, if it's
so.
like any other credit score, you could do 100 good things and then do one bad thing, and it's just
Exactly.
That's
So
what
you're like, what am I, 802?
You gotta-
What is, like, I don't even. Can I get a 2 as a digit at the end? I
Oh
don't know.
no! You think you have an 802, but your FICO apparently says something
I did
completely different.
I did the laundry. There's stacks of folded clothes. Fucking killing it. And I even like just did push-ups in between like a badass. And then you're like, it's like,
yeah, you're supposed to do that.
yeah.
What do you?
That's required.
Yeah, but I did it.
You walk in like
Don't-
want to
don't
throw
matter.
glitter around
Yeah.
like, "What up, bitch?" Like, yeah, you get no credit. Right back down to 4 or 5, like something like that. So, anything else? Because we're trying to keep it tight.
Henry.
Well, I mean, in terms of
Give your websites too.
Allday.io.
allday.io, we do awesome websites.
For those not nerdy enough, IO can be
Oh.
can be the end of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
website domain. So
.io stands for input output, which is the loose translation of our business, and a lot of applications do that just for fanciness.
well, we got .ga country code that we need to hook up for Tocobaga. So it'd be
Mhm.
Tocoba and then
Ga.
.ga.
There's all kinds of new fun ones out there.
Yeah,
We have a .ninja just because it's
How,
28monkeys.ninja. I was like, we could have a .ninja.
dude, for
That's
days.
pretty awesome.
I'm just gonna have a .ninja. We're not directing anyone to that one just yet, so we're still
Don't
28monkeys.com.
go there.
But we will have our .ninja up and running. That's just gonna be fun stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna redo your stuff. It's a reset point for y'all.
Yes, it is.
To get your website. You've been talking about that too. So
Yeah, we've actually
keep us accountable. If you're listening to this and a month later, it's after, maybe you're listening to this in backlog, right? And you go to our stuff and you're like, "Hey, you guys haven't done shit." That's good. Call us out. That's what this podcast is good for.
We got to stay on it. Find ways to stay re-energized. I mean, you talk about running out of fuel and running out of steam and how to reset. I mean, to your point about taking that weekly, I think it's about finding
finding the points you want to work on within yourself, but re-energizing yourself each week about what you're after the week next.
The what is it? The non-reflected life is not worth living. Something like that.
Heard that.
Socrates.
Sounds really good.
Yeah. So we are out of here, but we're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Laughable, which I personally started using a lot more. It's kind of smoother than all the other ones. If you want to go on Laughable, hook that up. On any of them, give us a 5-star rate review. That's the cheat code to get us up the rankings. If you want to email a question in, hit us up. It's through our website.
We got Sweat Equity Pod. We got that email hooked up. Remember that.
Yes, Sweat Equity
So
Pod.
Eric at sweatequitypod.com or
And-
Law at sweatequitypod.com.
And that's our domain, sweatequitypod.com. We're on YouTube, Vimeo, LinkedIn. Yeah, on there. B2B, baby. And Facebook page.
Yeah. Huge on LinkedIn.
We're huge.
Huge
We're gonna
on
get it
LinkedIn.
going. Look, it's May right now. By August, all those entities will be a lot better. That's my.
Yes.
I'll promise that. How about that?
Nice, broad, vague saying. To end
We'll
it.
have more. We'll have way more followers,
Guaranteed.
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 No
Maybe.
number given.
ROI.